Hello everybody, and thank you so much for joining me for today's video. In this one, I am spring cleaning and sorting my sewing room. Basically, I'm going to be bringing you into my sewing room this afternoon and having a good old tidy and organise of my pattern collection, my fabric collection, having a little bit of a de-stash. I've also had some new patterns arrive as well, so I'm going to talk through those because there is a very, very exciting pattern within that delivery that I cannot wait to share with you. It's really, really amazing. Very exciting. I'm going to show you a couple of projects that I'm working on as well, because one of them I'm absolutely loving and I really wanted to share my thoughts on the pattern too. The main thing is organising and sorting this room because my fabric stash is out of control. It is totally out of control. I have major attachment issues when it comes to fabrics, and there are fabrics that have been sat on these shelves for years that are just not really my style. I'm probably not going to use them, but they're beautiful and they would make someone very, very happy. So I need to have a major clear out and create some space, because the other thing is, I think I've found my wedding dress fabric. There are some samples arriving today, and fingers crossed for me, I think the fabric that I've been looking for is in that delivery. So I definitely need to make some space and get rid of some fabrics, because I'm not going to be sewing many of these fabrics this year, that's for sure. I'm going to be a busy, busy girl. So grab yourself a cup of tea and get comfortable. I'm going to start with the fabrics, I think, so I can clear some space, because the next thing I need to do is sort out my patterns and organise them and find a different way of storing them, because as you can see, the system that I've got at the moment really isn't working. It's absolutely overflowing, and I also need to move my fabrics somewhere else, because if you watched my sewing room tour video from last year, you may well know that this room is actually the conservatory on the back of our house. And unfortunately it's a very, very old conservatory. We were hoping some work was going to be done on it last year, but that never happened. And I'm starting to get a little bit worried that my fabrics being in this room, which does get really cold and a little bit damp, that they're going to get damaged. So I need to find a way to store them where they're going to be protected. Yeah, lots to do this afternoon, not very much time, so I best get on with it. So these are the drawers where I'm currently keeping my fabrics, and as you can see, they are full to the brim and in a total mess. I don't even know what's in here. How awful is that to say out loud? And then the bottom one is even worse because it's got a mix of remnants, decent pieces of fabrics, and also unfinished projects. I can't even close that one. And then there's more mess on top. So lots to do. So this is the contents of those two drawers, and it's a very random selection of fabrics. I've got lots of plain satins here. I've got this really cool kind of stretch metallic jersey fabric. Please excuse my nails, by the way. I was too poorly to make my nail appointment earlier in the week, so they are awful. I've got these plain satins too. I found this one, which I was looking for this other piece of this. This is from Fabric Godmother. I got some of this from the Stitch Festival, and then I picked up another piece as well because I loved it so, so much. That will be sewn for spring, so that's moving to my to sew pile. Things like the wool, which I'm planning on sewing soon, I will find a decent place to keep them in the sewing room where they won't get damaged. And then any sort of super summery stuff I will pack away. I've also got in here like random bits, like some old trousers that I made that just don't fit me anymore. And then I've got like random scraps of stuff. Basically everything just got shoved in. There's the other piece of that Fabric Godmother satin. And then I've got a couple of fabrics that are kind of on the same theme. This one is amazing. It's from Rainbow Fabrics, but it's a polyester and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. And my plan originally was to do this kind of piecemeal, but I think my best bet is to get all of my fabrics out so I can really truly see what I've got, and then I can pile them off into kind of fabric types, ones that I definitely want to keep, and then I'm going to have a to sell pile and then a donation pile for my local women's refuge, because they've started doing sewing lessons there and they're always looking for fabrics and haberdashery stuff. So I've got a big bag of haberdashery stuff, some bits that I've got that I'm not going to use, and some bits that I've bought as well that I'm going to donate, and I want to make sure that they've got loads of lovely fabrics to use as well. I'm really going to call myself out in a minute when I get all my fabrics out. I'm dreading to see what else I've got. I'm really not sure what to do about these two boxes. These boxes are filled with work in progresses, unfinished projects, and some sewing fails, but there are bits in here from years ago. I'm talking like 5+ years ago, so they're never going to get finished, but it feels very wasteful to chuck them away. But at the same time, the remnants are not sizes that are going to be useful to anybody else. So if you've got any tips on what to do with stuff like this, please let me know. A lot of these are also polyester because they are fabrics that I bought in the beginning of my kind of sewing journey from years ago. And I don't really wear that many polyesters anymore because I just don't like how sweaty they feel. So I'm not really sure what to do with all this. So this is my other little pile of fabrics. There's loads of really nice stuff in here, some favourites in here. Not that it looks like it because it's an absolute mess right now. But there are equally some bits, I think, that can be moved on that I've had for years. So let's be brutal. How cool is this fabric? I just found this. I had no idea I had it. I had a bag of stuff from my nan, and this is a silk and there's loads of it, and look at the colour. It's amazing. This is so cool. I don't know if it's my colour, but it's incredible. It would make the coolest top. It's a pure silk. It's a kind of heavier silk, like a Dupion. It's amazing. What a find. I am taking a quick tea break, and I've sent my fiance in hunt of some chocolate because I really need something sweet right now to get through this. But my donation pile is huge. I'm really happy with that, and there's some great stuff in there. I've been really brutal about what I'm keeping. I'm trying to keep things that are within my colour season as well. I still don't know 100% what that is. If anybody has ever had a professional colour analysis, please let me know if you found it useful and if it was good. I tried to do my own kind of online, and I think I'm there. I'm getting there. I'm starting to learn, but I'm still not 100% sure because I have quite a strange undertone in my skin. I'm a little bit yellowy, but also sometimes a little bit grey, but I'm warm, if that makes sense. But yeah, if you've had one done, please let me know. I'm so intrigued by them. But yeah, donation pile is huge. I've got a few things to de-stash as well. And then what I need to do now is I need to go through my fabrics and put them into kind of seasons in terms of spring, summer, winter fabrics, and things that I'm going to sew now I'm going to keep in this room, but find a way to keep them protected, and things that I'm not going to sew for a few months I'm going to box up and put in another room where they're not going to get damaged. I think the other thing I'm going to do in terms of storage is I need to take photos of my fabrics and put them on the Stash Hub app, if you've heard of that. It's really handy. So I'm going to take photos, make sure I've got the measurements and the amounts, and put them on the Stash Hub app. And then I'm going to cut out samples of each of my fabrics so I can make like a little sample board, because if they're packed away, I obviously want to know what I've got. All the goods. Yay! So these are some of the fabric samples that I cut out. My plan is to attach them to this board here somehow, because I don't really use this board. It just has become a little bit of a dumping ground. And I was thinking if I had them all kind of stapled onto pieces of cardboard and hung up on here, it would look really nice and be quite inspiring as well when I'm thinking about new projects. I can just look up and see what I've got. And then I don't have to have everything out on display, which is always handy. So I just wanted to very quickly show you the Stash Hub app. This isn't an ad, by the way, it's just an app that I've been using a lot more, especially during this sort out. So on this app you can do projects, and the main thing that I like using this for is fabrics. You can take photos of your fabrics and put them all on here so you can see exactly what you've got. On the free version of the app, I think you can put up to 20 fabrics and 20 projects on there. So if you go into your fabrics, you can name them, you can put a description on, say how much you've got left, if it's a remnant of any kind, fabric type, fabric category, you can put stretch if you want to, put the shop when you purchased it, how much it was, loads of other details as well. You can also press if you've pre-washed it or not, which is super handy. And yeah, you can link projects at the bottom. So if you've got a project in mind for a fabric, you can then link it. But I just think this is a really handy way to store things, and great if your sewing space is a communal space in your house. For example, if you sew in your dining room or your living room and you have to keep everything stored away neatly, this is a great way to keep on top of it all. Collection of summer fabrics. I'm really sad to put these away, but I know they'll be out soon. In fact, I was only just thinking, oh, maybe I should keep some of these, because you know we are in February now, spring's going to be here soon. Can you hear the rain on the roof? It is so grey outside, you literally cannot see more than a few meters. So I am delusional, spring is nowhere near, so these need to go away. Oh, that looks so lovely. I'm super pleased with that. Really neat. It's not full to the brim. I can see everything that I've got, and it's all super organised. Check me out. Floor is clear. I'm not finished. I'm going to tackle the patterns tomorrow because it's just going to take far too long, and as you can probably hear in the background, the kids are now home, and by the time I put them to bed I actually want to do some sewing and some chilling out. So patterns will be tomorrow's job, but all my fabrics are sorted. I'm feeling so much better for getting rid of so much stuff. I've gotten rid of a huge amount. I would say probably like 50% of my stash is being donated or being destashed, which is mega. I wasn't expecting to clear out that much, but it really needed it. There was no way that I was ever going to get through that much stuff. I still need to sort out the corner of doom, the old work in progresses, failed projects, scraps, things like that. I still have no idea what to do with those, so I might just leave that for a bit and concentrate on getting the rest of the stuff cleared, because I really want to get some sewing done soon. But I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning everyone. Hopefully the light's not too crazy this morning because there is a strange storm going on, but the sun is currently out, which is gorgeous, but there's also a huge black cloud just there, so I know it's not going to last very long. But before I get into day 2 of sorting out the sewing room, I thought I would share something fun with you. I had a pattern delivery a few days ago and there's some really gorgeous bits in there, so I wanted to share my favourites. So first up is a Laura Ashley. Obviously this is very spring summer, but it is so cute. I'm thinking for my Easter Sunday dress this could be a really sweet option. It also comes with this really adorable jacket, but I love the sweetheart neckline on it. I love a princess scene bodice as well, and the pockets are really fun and cute. But the thing that really sold me on this dress is, can you see the back the line art here that it's got this wrap detail at the back, which I think is so sweet and makes it really stand out from any other type of dress like this that I've seen before. So that's cute. A new in from Simplicity, this is S9885, and it is this one shoulder asymmetric cutout dress. I just thought this would be so cute for summer, for a night out, a good beach cover up for Italy. Really cute. I love a cutout detail, and this is just fab. You could make it for so many different occasions as well. Really cute. The next one I'm very excited about. This is Me 2067. This is a collaboration with Lindsay at the Stitch Fits. You've probably seen her on Instagram. She does the most amazing draping. It's an off-the-shoulder ruffle dress with 2 skirt options. One is a midi-length skirt with a ruffle, which I absolutely love. It's also got a boned bodice, so it's really well structured, which is great, always handy. And I think I'm going to use this pattern with my Dolce & Gabbana floral cotton that I've been struggling to find a perfect pattern match for. I just think because that's a lightweight cotton, this will look really gorgeous, and that just gives me full Dolce & Gabbana vibes. It will look lovely in the summer for so many different occasions. I think I'll get a lot of wear out of that. But yeah, this is super sweet. New in from Mimi G, this is S9894. It's a 2-piece set with a kind of bustier style bodice with cups on it, and this really sweet panelled skirt with either a mini or a midi length option. I love this, and I also really like the denim she's done this in. It's super cute. I would love just a plain linen version of this for summer. I think it would be so nice for layering, and yeah, perfect for loads of different occasions. And I absolutely love a panelled skirt. On my body type, they are the best shape, they really are. So I'm very excited about this one. And then next up, something super glam and potentially going to be a bridal look. This is V2010. It is stunning, isn't it? It's so gorgeous. So I'm thinking I might make this for our wedding dinner the night before. It's really beautiful, and I don't know if you can see, but on the back it's got these really cute bows on the straps, which is just absolutely fab. I would personally make them bigger. I don't think they're enough of a statement. I would really go to town with those bows, but this is so cute, and I love both lengths. I mean, this is obviously full glam, a full bridal look, and then this one is a bit more understated, but this is beautiful. And if you've got a wedding coming up this year that you're a guest at, this could be a really beautiful wedding guest option as well. I just love the details. As soon as I saw the bows, I was sold. And last but certainly not least, because this one has been a long time coming and there's been a lot of build up at work about this, I'm so excited to finally share. This is the DVF wrap dress reissue V2000. So this is a celebration of 50 years of the iconic DVF wrap dress. The original was V1549 and it's been reissued with modern sizing and modern instructions as well, and I cannot wait to make this. I'm so excited. It's just such an iconic piece, it really is, and it's just exciting to be a part of that. I cannot wait. I'm not normally a wrap dress, but I think the collar and the cuffs just really give it that kind of modern high fashion edge. I would personally make it ever so slightly longer, but not the full length version. But this is beautiful. If you've got a special occasion coming up this year, then make this in a silk. Oh, and it would just be incredible. So gorgeous. But yeah, it's a super easy sew as well. You can make it in a huge variety of fabrics. You can do it in jerseys, you can do it in silks, you could do it in a chiffon, but definitely something with a good amount of drape, because you really want it to drape beautifully across the body. I have got some leopard print viscose jersey that I'm going to make this in, because I think a leopard wrap dress is just such a timeless classic piece. So I'm going to be working on this over the weekend and filming it, so stay tuned for that sew along. More patterns to add to my crazy collection. So I now need to figure out a system and a good way of storing them so I can actually find them all quite easily. So I think I'm going to do it by brand and then by garment type, so Vogue dresses, for example, McCall's tops, and do it all that sort of way. I think that would be the easiest way of doing it, because at the moment I'm trying to go by kind of theme and it's not really working. I can never find what I'm looking for. So I'm going to clear out the drawer, move my bridal fabrics upstairs and get on with that sort out. Wish me luck. This is looking so good. I'm so pleased with this. How long is it going to stay this organised though? That is the question. So here I've got McCall's dresses, which I've kind of put in seasons. I mean, look at this section. Tell me you have a favourite without telling me you have a favourite brand. Simplicity is all here. I've done the same. I've kept like Mimi G's together as well. Over here I've got a mix of Know Me and New Look and a couple of Vogues as well. And then this little basket here is just filled with random pattern instructions and pieces that need to be paired with their envelopes at some point. And then over on the shelf I've kept my absolute favourites from each brand, patterns that I reach for all the time and patterns that are on my to sew list as well. Well, that was way quicker than I expected it to be. I thought that was going to be the bit that took all of the time, but it was actually the fabric yesterday. So I managed to do that in less than an hour, feeling a lot better about them all being organised and put away as well and not all over the place. If you don't know, I do work for Simplicity, so that's why I've got so many patterns. Realistically, I'm not going to sew them all, but it's nice to have them in case I need to help out customers, and also I like to take product photos and things for work, so that's why I've got so many, just a disclaimer there. But I need to pause, speaking of work, because I've got a work meeting in a bit and I've got a few things to do today, so I'm going to come back and finish up tidying a little bit later on, and then I think I might actually have a couple of hours spare this afternoon to do some sewing. Didn't think I was going to have that spare time today, so I'm looking forward to having a little bit of sewing time, which is great. So I can show you a couple of the things that I've been working on and loving recently. But yeah, I need to get on with some work, so I'll speak to you a bit later on. I'm fully exposing myself here because you can see how much mess is in this room, and also it's spreading to the dining room, so I really need to pack those summer fabrics away before my fiance gets back from work, because he will not be impressed that the sewing room is taking over the entire house. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I'm going to be working on later this afternoon. I finished work for the day, so I just need to hem this dress and hem the sleeves of this dress. The socks are quite a look with it, I must say. It's so cold in my house, so I can't take them off. This is the Vogue 9331 in a rainbow fabrics, jacquard satiny kind of fabric. It's a polyester, unfortunately, but it's really, really beautiful and I love the print. The only thing I would say about it is it's a bit staticky, which is kind of annoying, but I just need to find some better underwear and some non-static tights and we should be all good. But I love the shape of this dress. I really wasn't expecting to. It's an empire line, which I normally really avoid, but because it's got these ties here, it really cinches in at the waist and then it just skims the body perfectly. It's not tight at all, but obviously it looks kind of fitted, if that makes sense. I added some sleeves from a different pattern because I wanted some super wide, floaty, romantic sleeves because this is my Valentine's Day dress, if you can't tell by the fabric. I did have to make quite a few adjustments to this bodice. It's quite low, and if I was to make it again, I would definitely want a little bit more coverage kind of for every day. I've got a safety pin in it at the moment. It does open up even more again. The shoulders are huge on this pattern originally, so I had to take, I think, 3 inches from the top of the shoulders, and then I had to really bring it in here, just under the arms. But it's worked out really well with the adjustments that I've made. I could probably have done with actually just adjusting the dart on the back bodice shoulder section, but I just decided to scoop it out because it was easier, and I'd done French seams on everything already and I really didn't want to unpick them. But yeah, I'm really obsessed with this shape. Let me know what you think. This is the other thing that I'm working on. This is the Me 2003 by Nomi Patterns and Alyssa Threads, who's one of my all-time favourite designers. I love everything she designs. She's got the cutest taste, and this is adorable. The original actually has a ruffle around the neckline, but I decided to remove that because I just thought it'd be a bit more wearable for me. I made the size large and lengthened it by a couple of inches. This is View B, which is the cropped one with the bishop sleeve. But I probably could have done with sticking with the medium because it is really oversized, but I still think it's really cute. The fabric I'm using is amazing. It's this lovely knit fabric from Lullabies, and it's got this gorgeous gold lurex running through it as well. So it's a little bit sparkly, which is so fun. Main event on this cardigan though is these gorgeous gold and pearl buttons from the new Craft House. Aren't they amazing? They're just pinned on at the moment, which is why they look a little bit uneven and messy. I think I'm going to, instead of doing buttonholes on this, I think I'm actually going to put poppers on the back and just stitch these on the front, because I think getting these types of buttons through buttonholes on this kind of knit is just going to be really messy. And I also don't fancy trying and doing buttonholes on this thick knit either, but I love this. It's really cute. I obviously need to add the cuffs on here and give it a good press around the seams, but this is going to be really sweet for winter and spring layering. Noise in the background, it's absolutely chucking it down outside right now. It is pouring with rain, but I've just had a couple of very, very exciting deliveries, and two of them, should I say, are bridal fabrics, and I think I've finally found my wedding dress fabric. Honestly, I could cry because this has been a journey. I really thought this was going to be the fun part of this whole process. However, when I went wedding dress shopping, I fell in love with the shape of one dress and the fabric of another. And in my delusional mind, I thought, no worries, I can combine the two. I'm making it myself. I can have my dream shape in my dream fabric. It's all going to be fine. Transpires, there was no way I was going to get that shape dress made in that fabric because they just don't work together at all. So I had to go back to the drawing board. I definitely wanted that shape. That was something that I wasn't budging on. So I came up with a plan B for the fabric. I say I came up with a plan B. This fabric is so hard to find, like so hard to find. And when I finally found it, it was so far out of my budget. I'm talking like £250 a metre, and I need a lot of fabric for my dress. So there's no way that I could make this work on my budget. It's just so frustrating. So I have come up with a new plan. Basically, I am going to combine two fabrics to create my dream fabric, which is nuts. I really don't know what I'm doing right now, or if I can do this. If I can, this is going to be an absolute dream, but it is going to be so much more work than I was kind of intending. Luckily, I have my mum helping me with this whole thing, and she is a hand sewing whiz, so we should be okay and we should get through this. But yeah, it's going to be a lot more work than I initially planned, but hopefully the result will be my absolute dream dress in my dream fabric. So I'm really, really excited. I'm incredibly nervous and feel a bit sick because I'm about to spend a lot of money. We've never spent this much money on fabric, so that is terrifying. And once I make this commitment, I cannot go back. Like, I can't change my mind. Keep me in your thoughts because I think it's finally happening, which is really exciting. And I've also found my bodice, which is one that I've made before and I love. So I'm pretty confident about that side of things too. So things are moving, which is really, really great. But obviously I'm feeling very emotional. So apologies if I'm a bit all over the place for the rest of this video, but the other delivery that arrived and share with you is the rest of the fabric for my DVF wrap dress. I had a piece of this jersey in my stash and I really wanted a classic leopard print version of the DVF wrap. And I love this fabric. It's a really nice viscose jersey. It's got a lovely drape to it. I love the color and the quality is nice. And I am from East London, so the Pat Butcher in me is very happy about this. Get started on that this weekend, which is going to be really, really fun. I didn't think I was going to be able to get started until next week. That arrived sooner than expected. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. I really need to get this room finished, so I'm going to carry on with the last little bits of tidying up and sorting out the samples that I cut out yesterday, finding some kind of filing system for those. And then I can finish this dress and finish my cardigan, and then I'm having a glass of wine because it's Friday. So this area over here where the drawers are is an area I'd really like to be able to utilise a little bit better. This is still really messy, but this here is a worktop that we bought from IKEA, and then we just attached it to the units at the side, and that worked really well. So I'm thinking of doing something kind of similar over the other side on those drawers to create a little cutting space. That would be great. Did try putting my cutting mat straight onto these, but unfortunately they're not very wide, so it was just hanging off the side and didn't give enough support. But if I could do something like that, where I have a worktop on top, and then I could have a shelf here where I can put some bits and maybe some nice photos, that would be amazing. Relax, I am finally done sorting this room. That was the longest spring clean ever. I honestly thought it was just going to take me a couple of hours in the afternoon, but 2 days later, here we are. But I feel so much lighter and better for having this really good declutter. I'm so pleased with the big bag of donations that I've got for my women's refuge, and I hope this has encouraged you to do the same. If you've got excess fabric and things in your stash, then do make sure to donate them and pass them on to somebody, because it will make them very happy, and that's a really nice feeling, I think. Be sure to keep an eye out for next week's video. I'm going to be sewing the iconic DVF wrap dress. I cannot wait to get stuck into that. I'm going to start cutting it out tonight. But that's everything from me today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Take care, bye.